Sup guys, XRP charts here with a quick update on the charts this Sunday. We can see here on the Bitcoin chart for BitMEX, we've had a nice drop over the last couple of days. We're just waiting to see what's happening after this period of consolidation. I still think we're going to see some more downward movements. It just depends on whether we get a little up spike first or we just continue the downtrend. On Twitter yesterday, I posted a little relationship of the Fibonacci numbers of this drop. If you see here, if we line a few of these things up, you can find a nice little relationship here between the bouncing between these two regions, then dropping down to the 0.5 and then dropping down to the 786. When you start seeing these sort of patterns, it's a pretty good indicator that the next one will probably make it down to the next level. It's just something that I noticed on the charts. We don't use that just on its own to where we think it's going to drop. What we try and do is find areas of confluence. Now, on this overall structure here, if we see the retracement level from the top to the bottom, if we get somewhere there, you can also see that the 786 on this a bigger structure as well, the retracement down here is almost at the same spot. So this was the reason that I really like this area as a sort of drop zone. If that is some kind of impulse or part of a triangle wave, this larger structure here should be an ABC on its own. And what we like to see is these also be in a 1-to-1 ratio, which we can show using a channel. So if we go somewhere across the channel like that, you can see that we sort of also hit the bottom of the channel there as well. So just sort of in there is that sort of region that I'd be looking at to target the drop to. Now, that being said, it may not just drop down and straight away. We could get a retracement back up to the top, heading back upwards a little bit. If we do a retracement on that full structure there, you can see at the moment, yeah, I mean, you could usually expect to retrace up to the 618, but I can't really see it getting there in this market with lots of resistance all the way through this midsection here. So if we did a small ABC on this one here, if we got something like that, if we had something else come back down, that would be quite plausible there. 382 is at 37.50, so yeah, that is my very upper limit. That's also sort of an invalidation point for this drop here. Yeah, that's my best case scenario for the bulls at the moment, is retracing up that high, 3750. If we did get to there and then we sort of hit some heavy resistance and we could see some sell walls forming there, then that would be a good place for me to short. Okay, so what does that mean for XRP? You can see that on the Kraken chart here. We're on the 1 hour here. We did have these invalidation lines marked here in case this was a wave 1. We're still respecting that at the moment, which is good. If this is an ABC structure coming down this way, something like that, I'm really looking at, yeah, anywhere between this 30 and 28.5 region for my target to rebuy in. I've been out of XRP since somewhere up here, still in USD. I'm still in US dollars at the moment. Even if this does decide to bounce up a bit, if we go to a 4 hour and we look at our EMAs, you can see that the 13 EMA is actually getting quite close to the price action now, and we know from experience that this acts as heavy resistance, especially when we're in a downtrend. For us to retrace to the 618, up around this 35, 36 region. We've got to break through both of those, which is a big ask at any stage. So I'm quite happy just to let this one ride out, and yeah, even if it does retrace a little bit, I'm still pretty confident that we're going to get dipped down to, this 30 and sub 30 region in the short to medium term. So I'm quite happy just to sit that out. I mean, if we zoom out on the daily, it's just this downtrend, the whole way. So you really don't want to go against the trend too many times. So you can try and scalp here and there, but while, especially on the 4 hour, while we're still in this downtrend, and below the 13 EMA, I'm just happy to let that ride in US dollars, and hopefully we start making some lower lows to try and get a buyback in. So that's where we're at. Look, it's looking like it could just fall through and start making its way down to, the buy zone's quite big for me at the moment. It just depends on how well it holds up against BTC, but definitely this long-term rising support should be a decent bounce zone, if not a little bit before. So I think we will see a bounce there before we get down to my final targets from a couple of weeks ago, but we'll just have to see how that one plays out. We may go down here, come back up, test this red line, and then make our way back down again. But let's not get too far in advance. Let's just concentrate on this move at the moment. So yeah, look, really watching for XRP, watching this 13 hour EMA and the 55 as resistance. Yeah, I'll be surprised if we start breaking through any of these anytime soon. All right, cheers guys.